Hello, everyone, and welcome to Purpose Driven Life Skills. My name is Tamar, and today we are going to be discussing implementing Sabbath principles. These are practical ways to incorporate rest into your daily routine. Our key scriptures are going to be Exodus 28 through 10, Isaiah 58, 13 through 14, and Mark 2 and 27. So, what is Sabbath? Let's talk about it. Sabbath is a lifestyle, not just a day. Sabbath is not about legalistic rules, it's about a gift from God for renewal. Jesus said that the Sabbath was made for man, not man for Sabbath in Mark 2:27. So it's not just about ceasing from work, it's about resting, worshiping, and delighting in God. So, what is the meaning of Sabbath principles? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, it means to stop. It means to cease from striving, labor, and weary. It also means to rest, which means to restore your body and your mind. Delight, which means to enjoy creation, your relationships, and God's blessings. And to worship, where we redirect our focus to God as the true source of life. So let's talk about why Sabbath is relevant today. In a culture that is addicted to busyness, Sabbath protects us from burnout. It recenters our lives on God instead of our accomplishments, and it helps to strengthen families, communities, and our personal well-being. So when we talk about practical ways to implement Sabbath principles, one, we should prepare for Sabbath, which means that we should plan our meals and chores ahead of time so that the day feels more restful. We can create a to-do list or a to-do later list so that you can release worry about your task. And then you can transition with a prayer or a family ritual on Friday evening or on Saturday morning. So, what are some personal Sabbath practices that you as an individual can take? Well, physical rest. What is that? Sleeping in, taking a nap, or just relaxing. It invites spiritual renewal where we can extend our Bible reading, prayer, and journaling. Or we can take comfort or in doing joyful activities such as nature walks, family meals, hobbies that refresh our soul. And then we can also participate in a digital detox where we step away from emails, social media, and our screens. And it gives us also time to focus on family and community, where we can share meals together with gratitude, where we can worship together as a family or community. And we can also list activities that feel like work. And we can do that instead to help foster connections. So what are some of the challenges that we have to overcome when we talk about Sabbath? One is our busy schedules. And how we overcome that is by starting small. Set aside a few hours in a full day can sometimes seem overwhelming, right? Work demands, they want so much of our time, but we have to be able to find alternate rhythms like the weekends where we can use that as a Sabbath day or alternate it during the week. And also restless mind. A lot of people cannot stop worrying, but when the Bible says in 1 Peter 5 and 7 to cast our cares on God, we should be doing that before we even start to practice our Sabbath day. So let's talk about some of the rewards of practicing Sabbath. One, it gives spiritual depth, and it also allows for greater intimacy with God. It's a physical renewal where we can improve our health and energy. It's an emotional healing where we can replenish peace and joy and to help reduce stress. And it also helps to promote stronger relationships with family bonding and meaningful conversations. And here's some questions that you can ask yourself when it comes to reflecting on the Sabbath day. What would truly be a restful day? What would that look like for you and for your family? What are some distractions that are keeping you from experiencing God's rest? And how can you start practicing Sabbath this week, even if it's just for a few hours? So I want to challenge you to choose one day or a block of hours this week to practice Sabbath intentionally. Write down 3 activities that restore you and 3 that drain you, and lean into that first list. And then end your Sabbath with gratitude, reflecting on God's provisions and faithfulness. This has been Purpose Driven Life Skills with Tamar. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And remember that this week we are going to be practicing Sabbath, and make it intentional for you and for your family. Be blessed.